Holy cow. This is so weird seeing this car here. So this is a 1987. It could potentially be an 88, but 87, 88 Mercury Cougar XR7 with the 5-liter engine. This was my first actual car that was registered to me, that was actually my car, not just a car I was driving that technically belonged to my mom or my dad. I was working at Bill DeLuca Chevrolet, and I was waiting for an F-body to come around that would be reasonably priced, and it just wasn't happening. Nothing was coming around that was a reasonable, good value for a Firebird or a Camaro. And this exact car, in this color, with these wheels, I mean everything, this exact Mercury Cougar XR7, single exhaust, 5.0, technically 4.9, right? 302 cubic inch V8. It has the digital dash, standard. This exact car showed up. It was pretty much this shape. It had a tiny little rust bubbles on the very bottom of the fender right there. That was it. But yeah, it was. This is my first rear-wheel drive. You know, what you could call, you know, of course by today's standards, it certainly isn't a muscle car, but in the 1980s, this was a pretty fast, nice, comfortable, big boat of a car with a V8. And I always kind of thought they were a little ugly, but I fell in love with this one. Kind of awkwardly standing here in the way, trying to not block traffic. Anyway, I drove the wheels off this car for a lot of miles on it. I got it with about 80, I want to say 83,000, 85,000. I belonged to a school teacher, and she bought a supercharged brand new Pontiac Grand Prix with the 3800, like a 2001 maybe Grand Prix. Such a blast from the past, seeing the little rub marks where the yellow shows up, all those little details. It's exactly my car. I'm completely just blown away by, wow. I'm not a Ford guy, but this is giving me the feels. You know, it was really my first car, and being the first rear-wheel drive car that I got to daily drive outside of my ex-girlfriend's Mustang back in college, which was just the 4-cylinder Mustang, the 4-cylinder 2.3. This is a big deal for me. I remember getting pretty excited. By the time I finally decided I was going to look the other way and just buy a Ford, not hold out for a GM and just buy this thing, I ended up getting pretty excited about it. And by the way, mine cost me $900, $900. Bill DeLuca Chevrolet sold it to me wholesale, $900, no warranty, implied or otherwise. And I had it for a couple of years. I got to almost 100,000 miles. And then in September 2001, 2 days before 9/11, on 9/9/2001, having just graduated college, we went to Slovakia to go visit relatives, visit my grandparents and visit everybody. And a girl swerved to avoid a raccoon, and she hit my Cougar right here at the taillight. That was 2000. That was September of 2001 actually, when it got totaled.
So it was 13 years old at that point.
Yeah, 13-year-old car. It was just not, nobody appreciated them, you know? All this stuff was kind of just old school. It wasn't cool, you know?
Yeah.
So it's an 87, obviously, right? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yep. Man, I love that thing. And by the way, for 87, that was pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like, in the 70s, they, like, kind of had shit like that. But
yep. So how did you come across something this, like, it's super clean, dude? Somebody, like, this is a time capsule, right?
Yeah, it was, pretty much. My
wow.
grandma, she had a friend, I think her name was Mary Beth, and they live in Ohio, and so she was getting too old to drive, and this has been garaged its whole life, which is
you
why
can tell.
I'm in such good
tell.
condition.
Absolutely.
So,
holy cow, man.
My grandma was like, oh yeah, my grandson, he needs your car, he's just starting to drive now. And this was like a little over a year ago in like May.
Yeah, yeah.
So they decided that I could have it. And my dad, he went out there in like August, and he drove it back to New Hampshire.
Holy
I live
cow.
like 10 minutes away from here. And when we got her, we had no idea. Just the fucking, all the repairs and the maintenance.
Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Actually,
A lot
we
of stuff
still
needs to be
don't-
done.
Yeah, we don't know if she's ready yet.
Well, that's the problem with the car sitting. I know what you're saying. I know what
She
you're
sat
saying.
for a long time,
So
probably
one of my biggest issues with the heater core was constantly leaking, and it would fog up the window. It's very typical with these, but it's a real pain in the ass to get in there and do heater core versus like a square body Chevy Suburban or Chevy's truck where you can just,
Whenever this
you know.
fogs up, I just hit the up.
Yeah,
glass,
okay.
Which takes care of it,
So
but-
you probably don't have that issue with that. I mean, if it had that issue, it probably was done a long time ago. It was a typical problem with these. They rotted out right here at the fender. So mine actually had duct tape on there because,
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even when I bought it, it was right away. But dude, like I got this car in 2000 and nobody cared about these. Like I thought it was cool because it was a V8, it was rear drive.
Yeah.
But like my buddies that had 5.0 Mustangs were like, that's a single exhaust. It's not even all that powerful. Like
I'm
nobody
working on
cared.
Making money for that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Now it's everything
Dude, you
stuff.
put dual exhausts on this thing, it would open it up real good.
Oh, yeah.
And they sound awesome too. I'm not a Ford guy, but
Yeah, when
these-
my exhaust fell off when I got it because it was pitted all in all.
dude, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, so
It's
when it
awesome.
It sounded amazing.
Holy cow.
As good as it can for no exhaust.
The car is 3 times older now, and it's in better shape than mine was on the road. Look at that. Man, everything, that sound even. Just the starter, the idle, you know what I mean? The clutch fan, all that stuff. Like, that's wild. You know what I did was I ran like a Ram Air setup to the Cougar. I mean, it was stupid. It was just like, it was hair dryer nonsense. But I basically had like a Ram Air setup from here all the way down to here, and I had one of those mushroom filters. I actually still have it to this day. It's sitting in my storage unit in a crate. Like I can't get myself to get rid of it. Dude, it's awesome. What an awesome experience. Someday I'll have to have the kid take me for a ride in that thing.